X5 Juliet Goodrich in Oakland, where a community says that's still not enough. Juliet?
Yeah, what's interesting, Ken, is I'm in the Laurel Village District, and that is here in Oakland. And in this neighborhood is a water pump plant, East Bay Mud, 39th Avenue and Redwood. Now, this neighborhood says that this particular pumping plant is a magnet for crime. And they're not calling on the CHP or the Oakland PD to help out. They're calling on East Bay Mud to step in.
I dove off my couch.
Joanne Mendel and her husband woke up in the middle of the night to sounds of gunfire.
There was all kinds of damage. Cars were all shot up.
The gunfire captured on their porch surveillance camera aimed across the street toward the East Bay Mud pumping plant. Only problem, they say this isn't the first time.
2 months ago, we had a similar incident, and I dove off my couch in the living room to avoid crossfire in the intersection.
I shouldn't laugh. She dove off of her couch. Picture this woman diving. Look, these residents are fighting back, so I'll give them that. But it's almost you can't win. Like, they stacked the deck against themselves. So California is releasing a whole bunch of inmates in the next couple of years. Like, they're clearing the prisons. They're also, like many places, Chicago, Houston, they're running out of ankle bracelets because they're choosing to put these guys on ankle bracelets rather than put them in jail. And then they're lightening up the sentences. So everything this woman fought her whole life for, she's now fighting against. And that's what we're going to see a lot more in the future. People, white liberals, pro-sons, are going to be fighting against everything they spent the last 30, 40 years fighting for. And that's going to be crazy.
Only problem, they say this isn't the first time.
2 months ago, we had a similar incident, and I dove off my couch in the living room to avoid crossfire in the intersection.
And in a neighborhood where there are families and children, what really hits home literally is when the bullets hit your house. You can see above the garage, there are 2 just from the other night. And another bullet hole on the outside of the home next door.
Luckily, no one has been injured so far, but how long that's going to last, we don't know.
2 things, man. This is a very attractive white woman for her age. I guarantee in 20, 30 years ago, this white woman was a fox. And her husband is a dork. It just goes to show you, man, when you got game, when you know what you're doing, when you got away with women, when you do certain things, you can have success with women. Salute to this guy for bagging this chick back when she was hot. And moving her, of course, it was the benefits were mutual. Moved her to a good neighborhood that's now becoming a cesspool, an S-hole, because of the presence of Sun people. All I can say for these people is you're going to have to move again. And that's what's going to happen with a lot of these neighborhoods where these white liberals, they left the city, and from the suburbs, this is what you have to understand. They left the city, or they left the inner city, and moved either to the outskirts of the city or out of the city. And from that perch, they preached welfare, prison reform, racism, victimology. Some people are victims 24/7. Everything. Systematic institution. And now that same thing that they left is starting to creep to where they ran to. And now they're fighting back, but they're going to end up moving again. All of them. There's going to be another new majority white suburb, great school district. About 15 miles from here, where they're at. That's what's going to happen. All this fighting back. It's too late to fight back. It's too late to fight back. What do you mean fight back? Fight back against this? The guy puts the gun in your face, takes all your money. The judge gives him an ankle bracelet, and you bump into him at the Kroger's a week later.
Neighbors say they're fed up with the lack of security at the pump station.
Increase the lighting, puts in some cameras, preferably with license plate recognition.
Cameras don't matter, man. I told you guys about my buddy. He's the lawyer. He's a kind of like he's a defense lawyer. So he takes, the criminal. He defends the criminal, the plaintiff, or whatever you want to call it. Not the plaintiff, the defendant. And 2-3 years ago, he told me everything's caught on camera. Every one of his cases, they either had the perp in the vicinity of where the murder happened, or they had the actual murder on camera. In all of his cases that he was, defending people on. Because, lawyers take tons of cases at the same time. And as we've seen, everything's on camera. That's no deterrent. Zero deterrent. Cameras deter nothing. You got Ring doorbells. Police got body cams. You got the halos all through these big metropolises. Halos on every corner. Everyone has a camera, cell phone. Cameras can catch everything. And it has not deterred anything. At this point, if you're going to get bail, think about it. If you're a little young whippersnapper out here and you're living for today and you don't plan on being alive in a few weeks, months, years, whatever, it's on. You beefing with this crew, you beefing with that crew, you ripping and running, you done crossed these people, you done shot these people. And one night y'all go out and let's just say y'all rob this guy. And you leave him in the hospital. And you go to jail. You're arrested. And then you get bonded out. The judge releases you with an ankle monitor. And now you're back in the hood a day later. And you're looking for somebody else to rob. Because that's what you do. Because no services, no job training program, no man-to-man talk, no OG telling you to turn your life around. None of that's going to work. You love what you're doing.
Increase the lighting, puts in some cameras, preferably with license plate recognition.
Jonathan Evans even wrote a letter to the Oakland City Council and East Bay Mud.
This is a very expensive infrastructure site. The pumping plants in there generate pull-up water for the whole community, and so we want to make sure that as East Bay Mud keeps it safe. I know East Bay Mud does. Part of their site is very heavily fenced. Part of it isn't.
Tired of the late-night gun battles and shell casings littering the street and sidewalk, neighbors say something needs to be done now.
We do need more police to be responsive, but Oakland has a lot of challenges, and we really need to look for other solutions besides just having police everywhere all the time.
He doesn't mean that. He said that because he had to, so he wouldn't seem racist. He wants police everywhere all the time. He don't want no social worker meeting with one of these young hoodlums once a week, asking him did he fill out any job applications. Okay? They don't want none of that. They want police everywhere, at least in their neighborhood, because that's what it would take. Did you see that scene? You see what those kids are doing? You hear those shots? Those kids are having shootouts in these people's neighborhood where they don't live, and stray bullets are hitting people's houses, and they're coming back the next night and doing it again. They have absolutely no fear. They're completely unchecked. They're feral. And this guy wants police everywhere all the time. All that other crap about many challenges, he don't give a damn about that. He know none of them programs work.
Tired of the late-night gun battles and shell casings littering the street and sidewalk, neighbors say something needs to be done now.
We do need more police to be responsive, but Oakland has a lot of challenges, and we really need to look for other solutions besides just having police everywhere all the time.
Juliet, what has East Bay Mud said about all this?
Yes, I reached out to them this afternoon, and they told me that they are very aware of what happened over the weekend. They've seen the video, and they want to work with the neighborhood to try to come up with a solution. Neighbors say all they want are lights, a fence around the area. East Bay Mud says they're going to work with them. So we'll see, and we'll follow up.
Sounds good. Juliet Goodrich reporting live. Thank you.